Hi, I am the Box Office Wizard, bringing you weekend box office predictions and movie review. For today's show, going to review the actual numbers from this past weekend's box office and see how Beauty and the Beast did. Also, some movie news on The Batman, and as well, I'm going to do a segment of Bottom of the Barrel on Resident Evil, the final chapter. So, hey, no surprise, Beauty and the Beast was number one. What was a big surprise is how much money it made. Came in at $174.8 million. Just unbelievable. It actually beat the record for Batman versus Superman last year, which did $166 million. So, either way, this movie's been huge. It is probably going to have a phenomenal week. I'm actually curious to see. I'm already thinking next weekend, will it make $100 million for next weekend? So, it's right kind of on that borderline right there where it could very well have another $100 million weekend. So, it's going to have to wait and see. Brian had made a prediction of $147.6 million. Thanks for that prediction. Overall, though, this movie has made at least $350 million worldwide. Numbers are still coming in, so it's just great to see that this movie's off to a tremendous start, and it's going to have a lot of leg room to work here over the next several weeks and even months. So, no surprise, coming in second was Kong Skull Island, slipped from number one. Still had a good weekend at $27.8 million. My prediction was $27.5, so it was right there on that. It did cross over $100 million for the weekend here in the U.S., and has added about $150 million now overseas, so it's doing very well. And it's a movie that I'm really hoping to go see over spring break, and once get through this work week and go see that and just check that out because I'm a huge King Kong fan. So, finishing third was the movie Logan. Came in at $17.8 million. I was right there on that. I had a prediction of $18.1 million. So it's now made $184 million here in the U.S., $524 million worldwide, so it's doing very well. Next is the movie Get Out. Another great weekend for this movie at $13.4 million. My prediction was $14.5, so not bad there at all. What I like about this movie is actually seeing where the percent drops from each weekend. Second weekend it only dropped 15% from the first weekend. Then it was 26%, and then this past weekend only 36%. This type of movie, typically you will see the drops occur a lot more. You'll see 40 up to 60, sometimes even 65% in the second and third weekends. This movie's just done very well. It's a great movie, so get out there and see it if you haven't. So, next is the movie The Shack. Had another good weekend. It came in with $6 million. I made a prediction of $6.2 million, so it's now at $42 million here in the U.S. Should have another great couple weeks, and probably only seeing like about a 25 to maybe up to 40% drop for next weekend or the next couple weekends. So, with it being inspiration of talking to God and so forth, you should continue to see decent crowds with Easter holiday coming up. Next, finishing was Lego Batman. Came in at $4.6 million. My prediction was $5.1 million, so I was pretty close on that one as well. It's now made $167 million here in the U.S. It's closing in on $300 million worldwide, so I would very much deem this movie a success. And not sure if you can call it a sequel to the first Lego movie, but either way, those are doing very well. And kind of curious what they're going to have in store next for this franchise, if you want to call that. So, coming in seventh was The Belko Experiment. No surprise, this movie opened up very weak. It actually came in where the studio predicted at $4 million. Actually came in at $4.1 million. They had predicted $4 million, so they were right there on it. I was off on this. I made a prediction of $5.65 million. I really didn't know what to do with this movie. It just was one of those that, one minute you think, hey, this is going to be a good movie. Next minute you're like, nope, it's just going to be a dud. So, but, it pretty much did what was expected. So, coming in eighth was Hidden Figures. Another good weekend at $1.47 million. I made a prediction of $1.8, so not too bad there. It's now made over $165 million here in the U.S., and it's picked up now a little bit of steam overseas. It's brought in almost $50 million. It's been slowly hitting other markets, so it's obviously it's a great movie, but others overseas are experiencing it as well, and it's been well received just based on the numbers alone. So, coming in ninth was John Wick. Had a weekend of $1.18 million. I made a prediction of $1.35, so it wasn't too bad there. It is closing in on 90 million now here in the U.S., 158 million worldwide. So another great run for this movie, with it being a sequel. Definitely going to see John Wick 3. Not sure when yet, though, but I venture guess that they are probably already have it in the works, and just trying to figure out when's a good time to release it. So, and round out the top 10 was the movie Before I Fall. Only came in at 986K. This movie just hasn't performed very well week in and week out. I made a prediction of 1.56, so obviously I was way off on this one. Otherwise, though, I had a great week. I'll be curious to see how my numbers fall and beat the expert, and I'll bring those numbers on this coming Friday. So, overall, those movies made 11 million now in the U.S., and it's probably pretty much done at this point. So, hey, movie news is the only thing I have today is the Batman. And since Ben Affleck actually dropped being the director from this, and obviously we kind of know why now with his going into alcohol rehab, it did create production delays. But now Joe Manganiello, if I even said it right, he was interviewed here recently about his role as Deathstroke in the movie, and he pretty much just went, not sure if that's going to happen. So word has it that basically the script is being rewritten at this point. He's not going to be, he could be in it, he may not be in it. He has no idea at this point. Rumor mill also is that they may not bring Deathstroke in until they have Justice League. So it's really hard to say. Just seems to be a lot of negativity going on with the movie at this point. Even the title's not even sure if it's going to be called The Batman. So either way, though, going to have to wait and see. I would venture to guess we're probably not going to see the movie. When it was originally slated, I'd see at least a year and a half at least later than what they're saying at this point. So, hoping not. I love Batman. So, and last but not least, I'm going to do a segment at Bottom of the Barrel. Resident Evil, the final chapter. Kind of want to give an update on the numbers for it. This movie, when it came out, had a $40 million budget. It was not very well received here in the U.S. Only brought in $26.8 million. However, though, it still is technically out in theaters. It's very limited at this point, but overseas, this movie brought in $280 million, which was just unbelievable. $153 million of that was China, so they took the movie in, loved it, and everything else. So a lot of money was spent. Either way, though, brought in $307 million up to this point worldwide. So you can definitely say that there probably will be another Resident Evil in some form or fashion. Not sure if they'll take it in another direction. I know there's one title out there that is listed. I think it's Resident Evil Damnation, but going to have to just wait and see if it does eventually come out. So either way, though, it's a great, these movies continue to do very well, and it's just another point on showing how important the overseas market can be for a movie. So, hey, that's it for today's show. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back on Friday giving you predictions you can count on. They're better than the weatherman. Take care.